Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, a show celebrating and questioning one of the most beloved entertainment companies in the world through honest, passionate, and clear-eyed Disney discussions. I'm Jeff DePauli, your entertainment-obsessed host with rose-colored glasses removed. Today on the show, we have the House of Mouse headlines brought to you by laughingplace.com, your up-to-date resource for the latest Disney news every day of the week. This episode is being released on July 13th, 2022, and here's what's been going on in the world of Disney recently. Hackers disrupting Disneyland social media, updates to some iconic Tomorrowland attractions, a new Disney Parks Lego set on the way, and more.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
With the official opening of Avengers Campus at Walt Disney Studios Park now just a week away, Disneyland Paris recently celebrated its impending debut with a special ceremony. Naturally, this included appearances from a number of Marvel heroes, as well as Disney executives, Captain Marvel star Brie Larson, and more. However, the star of the show were drones that were used to create one of Doctor Strange's portals and other effects, including depicting the icons for many of the characters on hand. Sadly, it's unlikely that this display will be a regular occurrence, but guests can still view the drones at work in the Disney D-Light pre-show to Disney Illuminations at Park Disneyland. At Disney California Adventure's Avengers Campus, another new hero recently arrived. The mighty Thor, aka Jane Foster, is now making appearances in the land. She joins a number of other recent additions, including Ms. Marvel, America Chavez, and more. Per usual, it's not quite clear whether the mighty Thor will become a regular fixture on the campus, or whether she'll only be around for a limited time, but either way, you can also catch Jane Foster in Thor: Love and Thunder, now playing in theaters. If you were hoping to attend one of this year's Oogie Boogie Bash events at Disney California Adventure, I have some bad news for you. Amazingly, tickets for the entire season of events have now sold out in record time, lasting only a few days. As a reminder, tickets were selling for as much as $179 depending on the night. For guests who weren't able to nab their tickets in time, there is a bit of good news, however, as they can still enjoy Halloween time at the Disneyland Resort from September 2nd to October 31st. In a very 21st century story, last week, the official Instagram and Facebook pages for the Disneyland Resort were hacked. As a result, followers viewing the profiles during that short period that the accounts were compromised may have seen bizarre and offensive content posted by the person alleging to be the super hacker behind the attack. Their motive was unclear, and the perpetrator did not make any public demands or try to get money. After the fact, a Disneyland Resort spokesperson confirmed the attack and told ABC7 in a statement, "We worked quickly to remove the reprehensible content, secure our accounts, and our security teams are conducting an investigation." Believe it or not, it's now been 2 years since the Disney parks announced that the current Splash Mountain attractions in Disneyland Park and Magic Kingdom would be reimagined as rides themed to Princess and the Frog. Now, the company has shared a bit of an update, including an official name and an opening timeframe for the overhaul. First, the ride will be known as Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and it's currently expected to debut on both coasts in late 2024. This news was announced at the 2022 Essence Festival in New Orleans, where a panel on the project was also held. So with another 2 years to go before fans will see this rethemed ride come to life, expect to hear much more about the attraction in the months ahead. At the Walt Disney World Resort, 3 more character dining offerings will soon be making a return. On September 20th, your friends from the 100 Acre Wood will be rejoining the celebratory feasting for lunch and dinner at the Magic Kingdom's Crystal Palace. Then, over at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, Ohana Best Friends Breakfast featuring Lilo and Stitch will be coming back on September 27th. Lastly, on October 4th, the Cape May Cafe Minnie's Beach Bash Breakfast at Disney's Beach Club will be rolling back in. For more information on these returning offerings and to make reservations once they become available, be sure to visit the official Walt Disney World website. In a long-needed but still out-of-left-field move, Disney Imagineers recently made some updates to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. However, while much of the outdated finale scene remains the same, fans will notice that some of the clothing and hairstyles the family members don have been changed. What's more, some of these outfits feature Easter eggs, such as the daughter wearing a Progress Tech sweatshirt, the father's apron declaring "My food rocks" in reference to the extinct Epcot attraction, and the son's shirt seemingly paying tribute to Walt Disney's Mineral King resort plans. Ultimately, while it'd be better to see this classic ride get a proper update, it is nice to see it at least get a little bit of attention and love. Another iconic Tomorrowland attraction that also recently received a somewhat unexpected update is the Tomorrowland Transit Authority PeopleMover. Now, guests may notice a nearly completely new narration that includes mention of Tron Light Cycle Run and other recent projects, while once again working in Easter eggs and references for longtime fans. What's more, throughout the ride, you're guided by the voice of Auric 5. The Auric name itself is a reference back to an old narration for the attraction featuring Auric 1, the commuter computer, which was in place from 1985 to 1994. All this to say that the next time you find yourself in the Magic Kingdom, be sure to take a ride on the PeopleMover, as if you weren't going to already. Months after a reworked version of the Jungle Cruise was seemingly completed at Magic Kingdom, another small update made its way into the attraction this past week. Now, a blast of water can be seen when guests' boats approach the gorilla camp, as the gorillas themselves have now returned. This effect is fairly similar to the one that's already been present in Disneyland's Jungle Cruise for several years. Nevertheless, visitors may encounter this among the many previous updates on the world-famous Walt Disney World ride. In celebration of the upcoming release of Zombies 3, both Downtown Disney and Disney Springs will be hosting Zombeats Bash, where guests can do it like the zombies do. This 20-minute dance-filled stage show will feature music from Zombies and Zombies 2, giving fans of all ages a chance to sing along and show off their moves. Zombeats Bash will take place at the Downtown Disney live stage from July 29th through the 31st, and evenings at the Disney Springs Marketplace stage from August 5th through the 14th. Meanwhile, you can also catch Zombies 3 debuting on Disney Plus July 15th. Last year, Duffy's new friend Lena Bell made her exclusive debut at Shanghai Disneyland. Now, nearly a year later, she'll be traveling to 2 other Disney resorts. The Curious Fox will arrive at Tokyo Disney Sea on September 8th and at Hong Kong Disneyland on September 9th. In addition to merchandise, both parks will feature special food items and other treats. Where will Lena Bell's travels take her next? We'll just have to stay tuned. Fans of both Disney and LEGO have another new set to look forward to, although unlike the massive castle set, this one's a bit smaller. On August 1st, a Haunted Mansion LEGO set will debut. The 680-piece display will retail for $39.99 and include a Butler minifigure. While the front of the set depicts the Disneyland version of the attraction, part of the interior is viewable from the back, including the dining room, a chandelier, and a gallery. Fans will also recognize paintings of the Hitchhiking Ghosts, Madame Leota, and the Gravekeeper. Hopefully, it won't be too much of a chilling challenge to pick this set up for yourself when it goes on sale next month. Following a set of Lightyear toys last month, a new slew of Disney Happy Meal toys have arrived, this time featuring characters from Marvel's Thor: Love and Thunder. The collection includes 10 figures with Thor, the Mighty Thor, Valkyrie Korg, the Goat's Tooth Grinder, and Tooth Gnasher, as well as several Guardians of the Galaxy figures among them. You can collect the entire set if you're worthy, and if you visit participating McDonald's locations for a limited time. On July 27th, a 6-part series titled Light and Magic will debut on Disney+. Throughout the series, Academy Award-nominated filmmaker Lawrence Kasdan will give viewers unparalleled access to an adventure behind the scenes of the iconic Industrial Light and Magic, and learn what inspired many of the most famous filmmakers in Hollywood history. A trailer for the series was recently released showing interviews with legendary directors, as well as some behind-the-scenes looks at how ILM has evolved from a ragtag bunch of creatives into the force it is today. For more, be sure to catch Light and Magic on Disney Plus later this month. I personally am looking very forward to this one. In honor of the 30th anniversary of the beloved Disney animated classic, The Wonderful World of Disney and ABC will present Beauty and the Beast: A 30th Celebration on December 15th. This 2-hour special will include the original animated film, along with new musical performances performed in front of a live audience. Directed by Hamish Hamilton, who previously directed The Little Mermaid Live for ABC, this special will also be executive produced by John M. Chu. At this time, no further details were announced as far as cast or performance, but stay tuned as December draws closer. Now, at this time, I would typically bring in Kyle Burbank to discuss some more Disney news, but he won't be here this week because I've fired him. That statement is 100% not true. It's a blatant lie, in fact. No, Kyle is actually at Disneyland Paris right now, and I figured since during the previous House of Mouse headlines, we recorded 2 episodes that week, plus there isn't any dire news to discuss, I figured there was no need to wake him up at a crazy hour to record. But don't worry, Kyle will be back for the next House of Mouse headlines, and we'll even discuss a couple of the stories I touched upon today. Before I do go, I want to share a message I got about an episode I recorded with Kyle about previous D23 Expo announcements that never came to fruition. Aaron Wallace wrote in to let me know that we forgot to mention how singer-songwriter Amy Grant was announced to sing the World of Color theme song, but that never came to fruition. If you know Aaron, you know this is very on brand for him, so my apologies to Aaron and all other Amy Grant stans in this world for forgetting to add this to the list. Correction made. To read more about any and all of the stories you've heard here today, simply visit the show notes link in this episode's description. You've heard the news, and now I want to hear what you have to say about it. What do you think of the random changes made to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress? Share your thoughts on that or any other topics mentioned in today's episode. Call 818-860-2569 and you may just hear yourself on a future episode of Disney Coast to Coast. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Don't miss any future episodes by subscribing and following Disney with a Z, Coast to Coast on your favorite podcast app. If you enjoy the show, consider supporting it at no extra cost to you by visiting the Who's It's and What's It's link in this episode's description to check out their magically inspired, deep-cut Disney-themed apparel. Plus, save 15% off of your entire order by using discount code DCTC at checkout. This episode has been executive produced by Robert Scontrino. Gain rewards like Robert, including access to never-before-heard episodes and live stream Q&As by visiting the Patreon link in this episode's description. Basically, anything you need can be found in this episode's description, from additional information and links discussed in this episode found in the show notes, to the DCTC hotline where you can leave a voicemail and be heard on a future episode, access to the show's official website, some free gifts from me to you, and so much more. So be sure to check out this episode's description. Other than that, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePauli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. This podcast is part of the DePodcast Network. Learn more about this show, plus find more quality and entertaining podcasts at DePodcastNetwork.com. That's DEPodcastNetwork.com.